starting the T28 challenge, how you can expect to feel. So I want to go over with you real quick on what you can expect to feel once you start changing your nutrition with the 2 smoothies and with your meal at night and with your snacks. So if I tell you how you're going to feel, that when it happens, you're going to be expecting it and you're going to be able to sail through this without any issues and without any problems. So a lot of times what happens is when you start the first day, you're feeling great. By day 2, usually at the end of day 2, you start to notice that your energy starts to go down a little bit. And then by day 3 is usually when it hits. Your energy is down, you start having, no energy, sweats, headache, flu-like symptoms, and things like that. And so I want to explain to you exactly what you're going through and how you can expect to feel and what to do, not if it happens, but when it happens. So here's how you can expect to feel as you start to go through the T28 challenge within the first couple of days. Number 1, when this happens, you can expect to feel tired. Usually this starts to happen anywhere from 2 days to 3 days, sometimes 4 days, and so you'll start to notice that your energy starts to go way down. And the reason why this is because you're not an efficient fat burner, and we're actually dramatically lowering the amount of sugar that you're taking into your system, and so the body doesn't have an available energy source. And the problem with your body is it doesn't know how to convert fat into energy, and so the result is that you are tired. Now you can also start to feel very lethargic. You can have flu-like symptoms. A lot of times what people describe is the sweats. They just feel like they're coming down with something, like they're getting ready to get sick, or kind of how you feel when you feel like a cold is coming on. Some people will describe mild brain fog. They have a hard time remembering things, remembering what to say. So very mild type of brain fog. Most people will be very irritable. And so I know early on starting off, when I knew that this was going to happen to people and I didn't tell them beforehand, usually I knew by day 3 I was going to get a lot of angry calls and emails because people felt just so irritable and they couldn't understand why. Now you also can experience a lot of sweating. This is particularly true for men. Men typically sweat a lot more as they start to go through this process. And then finally, having very, very intense sugar cravings. So it's almost like when you to the alcoholic, when they start to wean themselves off of alcohol, or to someone who smokes, when they start to wean themselves off of nicotine, they start within a couple of days having very intense cravings. Well, for you and most people being addicted to sugar, you're probably going to experience some very intense sugar cravings as well. Now, one of the things I want you to know is that these are symptoms of your body trying to normalize your blood sugar. So these are completely normal. These are things that you can expect. Now listen, these aren't going to incapacitate you, but you can expect this to happen for anywhere from 3 days, and they may continue up to 14. But generally speaking, I found that most people start to experience it after day 3, and usually after day 5, things start to get dramatically better. So here's some tips and strategies in order to help you through this process. Number 1, when you're feeling all of those symptoms, listen, this is called hypoglycemia, or low blood sugar. So it's going to subside within 3 to 14 days, and a lot of this is dependent on how efficient fat burner you are and how far down you are in this hole that you've actually created. So 14 days typically is the most that this is going to last for, and this will start to get better as your body converts to very efficient fat burning. Now, how am I going to know when I'm become a more efficient fat burner? You're going to know when this happens. Your energy is going to dramatically improve. Your hunger pangs are going to go down. The cravings are going to go down. You'll notice your sleep starts to improve as well. And in fact, a lot of times people describe this as almost a night and day type of experience. Now, number 2, here's another tip. You're not going to die, all right? So even though you feel like something might be going wrong, listen, things are actually going right. Your body is trying to adapt from sugar burning into more efficient fat burning, and your body will always be able to adapt to it. Now, one note is if you are currently on any kind of medications for type 2 diabetes, you might want to be into contact with your doctor, because a lot of times we see that people will need to lower the amount of medication that they're on within 7 to 14 days. This is actually a good thing, but you don't want to be increasing the amount of insulin in your body while the body becomes actually more sensitive to that insulin, because it can cause your blood sugar to go even lower. Now, number 3, when you're experiencing these symptoms, do not consume simple carbs. Now, the cravings are going to tell you that you're going to need things like bread or pasta or rice or some chocolate or some cookies, just some simple carbs to get into your system. Now, if you do that, you will feel better, but that is the strategy that gave you the problem in the first place. This would be like giving a cigarette to someone experiencing withdrawal symptoms from nicotine. All you have to do is you just have to stay the course, and within just a day or two or a few days, you're going to notice that things are going to dramatically get better. Now, a lot of times people think, wow, if I'm going to feel this way for the rest of my life, I don't want to do this, but it's going to get better, trust me. Now, if you are experiencing this and you kind of need to get out of feeling this way, the best thing that you can do is just continue to drink plenty of water and eat some very low glycemic foods. Now, this may be like a handful of nuts or seeds, and drink plenty of water, and you'll find that when you do that, you'll be sailing through with no problems and no issues in no time. Now, the hardest week is the first week, and then the rest of the 21 days are easy if you can just stay focused and stay the course.